Uh, this conference is just to appreciate the political parties, the 53 registered political parties. We are yet to confirm how many political parties have contested the 2022 national elections. The nomination forms are still being analyzed. By this weekend, the analysis and the sorting out of the nomination forms will be completed. So by Monday, we should know how many political parties have contested the 2002 national general elections and how many political parties have endorsed a total number of the candidates and women candidates, and how many political parties have endorsed total number of candidates in a particular province. So in the last 13 provinces that the Registry of Political Parties have visited and monitored during the campaign period, we've seen that political parties have really done well in terms of branding and nomination. From nomination, in the campaign, they branded the political parties, and the support was really good. We've gone out to 13 provinces, and the candidates are satisfied that the support that came from the political parties that have endorsed them was accepted. You know, political parties in Papua New Guinea do not have the resources to fully, support and resource the candidates, but to some extent, they went out of the way and they supported the candidates. We are very happy with the political leaders of the political parties, especially the major political parties that have gone out to campaign for the candidates. Of course, they have their own challenges back in their own districts and constituents, but they really put in a great effort. The leaders of the political parties, the senior executives of the political parties, and the provincial and district branches of the political parties went out and did a good job on their candidates. In the islands provinces, especially Goroka, Chimbu, and the southern islands, especially up in Mani, we've seen major political parties going in and campaigning for their candidates. And in Morobe province, in Madang, Alatau, even in East New Britain and West New Britain, leaders of major political parties went in and campaigned for their candidates. The rallies were well organized, unlike other elections and previous campaign rallies. This year, this election period, the campaigns are well organized by the supporters and people on the ground. There were less, roadside campaigns. This election, we've seen more well-organized rallies by supporters of the candidates. So leaders of political parties went in and campaigned well for the candidates. That really, satisfied the Registry of Political Parties, because the time and resources we've invested into strengthening political parties in the last 10 years, as we've seen some fruits in the labor that we've put into the political parties. So we would like to thank all the political parties that have participated in the campaigns. Now that the campaigns officially closes as of this afternoon, we'd like to thank the hardworking executives of the political parties. You've done well. The Registry of Political Parties are very happy with the effort that they've put into the political parties in as far as campaign is concerned. We are appealing to the political parties, the candidates and their supporters. The campaign was, in general, peaceful. There was one or two instances up in the highlands where dissented supporters went and touched vehicles, burned properties and merchandise of political parties which has been a real concern for the Registry of Political Parties, because political parties, they go out of the way to brand their political party, campaign for the leaders, and bring in merchandise to awareness. So which we already have political parties who are struggling to get the resources in to support their candidates, and supporters banning merchandise and causing headaches for political parties who contest and run the elections is uncalled for. But generally, right around Papua New Guinea, we've observed that the campaign period was peaceful. We're happy with that. We would like that to continue into the polling period. All our hard work in campaign and organizing the elections is for the polling, and then we want to see a good result. So polling period is a very important period for political parties, the candidates and the supporters. The PNG Electoral Commission is just there to administer the process so that everyone have an equal chance to elect their leaders. It's now the major responsibility of the major parties on political parties, the candidates and the supporters to make this election free, fair and safe. The supporters and the candidates, they're on the ground. So it's now the responsibility. They are majority on the ground. They, police, the Joint Security Task Force and the Electoral Commission are just there to administer the process, to make sure that the process, the democratic process runs through. So it's now the onus, or the bigger part of the responsibility is now on the political parties, the candidates and the supporters. They must take the responsibility to make the polling safe, free and fair for everyone. In the last, before the nominations, about 47 out of the 53 political parties, they've signed the code of conduct. We've seen that majority of the political parties that have signed their code of conduct have really, stood out and stood by the laws and regulations that have spelled out in the code of conduct. We also commend the political parties that have observed the election laws, the campaign regulations. We also want that behavior to continue into the polling time. Polling is a very important period. You must have noticed that the Electoral Commission, because of the timing factor, a lot of the provinces will have one-day polling. We don't have enough time. So now, again, the responsibility lies with the candidates and the political parties to make the polling day free, fair, and safe, so that the polling schedules are observed on time, and the writ should be returned on time. After the polling, the Electoral Commissioner mentioned that counting will start immediately after the polling. So you see, we don't have enough time to go to the courts, sort out arguments, discrepancies and things like that. So it's a very important period for political parties and candidates and the supporters to observe. With that, with the statistics that we have from the nomination forms, we saw that there are 3,506 candidates who have nominated to contest the 2022 national elections for the 118 seats in Parliament. Out of the 3,506 candidates nominated, 3,364 candidates are male candidates, 142 are female candidates. Out of the total number of endorsed candidates, about 1,330 candidates, both male and female, are endorsed by political parties. So political parties, with the current struggling environment that we're facing, economic environment that we're facing, they have endorsed a significant number of candidates in the 2022 national elections. So that's a good sign for the political parties. We now appeal to the political parties, the candidates, to talk to their supporters, to assist the PNG Electoral Commission, the Joint Security Task Force, to deliver a free, fair and safe election for our people. Finally, the Registry of Political Parties would like to wish all the political parties who have participated in this election, especially the campaign, all the best, and we hope that we anticipate for a positive outcome in this election.